off our session with 45-second timer once again, mostly focused on using just the one kettlebell or dumbbell once again. So we're going to kick into it, 45 seconds, one dumbbell, 15-second transition or rest time between we're away. So first thing we're going to do today is a wood chop. So kicking the timer off, I'm going to be nice and high on my knees. Got my kettlebell coming to my side, and I'm reaching through and really trying to rotate my torso as I'm coming through to the side. I'm starting off with right to my left on a nice big diagonal rotation. So right hip, big twist through to my left. My chest and torso are following as I rotate. Working through, I've got another 10 seconds. Then we're going to change sides. So we're going to work through with these and do 45 seconds on each side twice through. So this is going to be 4 minutes work total on this wood chop exercise before we transition across. So 5 seconds, we'll kick it off. We're going to start on the opposite side. So I'm starting on my left, rotating through to my right. Ready to go. And I'm off. So I'm down and low. Big rotation. Twisting and turning through. My eyes are following the kettlebell as I work my way through. Big rotation. Really trying to work my obliques, so the side muscles of my abs as I'm rotating through. I'm controlled with my pace. This is only that 8 kilo kettlebell that I'm normally demoing everything with, and it is plenty. So you don't need to go too heavy with this one, that's for sure. Last one, and we're back. All right, once more each side. So we're going to be focusing on here rotational to start. Some trunk flexion work will be our next exercise, then into some more isometric holds to finish off on. So next up, back through on right to left. Eyes are following my hands once again. Big rotation through. I'm making sure I'm breathing with it as I work. I'm nice and tall, my glutes are staying tight. I'm sitting up into it. I'm not sort of slouching back onto my heels. I'm sitting up as I rotate, staying tall. One more in. All right, nice. Changing sides once again. I'm going to be left to right, turning my torso, focusing on getting those obliques going. We ready? Last one, and then we change. One, and go. Big rotation. So today is F in our Series 15 block of workouts. Perfect one to add if you've got 15 minutes spare to the end of one of our other live stream workouts as well, or doing it on its own in isolation, either as a workout on its own or maybe on your lunch break or something like that. But this is one that can follow on from another workout. Try and do it late in the week if you are doing that. All right, now still using our kettlebell. Over onto our back. Our butterfly sit-ups, feet are going to be together. Done these plenty of times before, heels are close to our body. We're going to be reaching over with our dumbbell, kettlebell, plate, whatever it might be, tapping the ground. I'm going to give myself just a little bit more room so I don't take that bike out. Stretching. Staying compact with my heels. All right. Back, tap, sitting up. All right. Down. Squeezing my abs as I'm coming through. Next up, feet are going to be up in a tabletop position. I'm going to try and draw my knees into my kneecap, my toes into my kneecaps, hands on my temples, head is down. I'm going to crunch up, drive my knees in. As I come down, I'm extending my knees out slightly. Squeeze, extend. Squeeze, extend. All right? Squeeze, extend as I'm coming out. Squeeze as I'm coming up. Reach, squeeze. We're back to our butterfly sit-ups following on from this. Make sure we're getting this extension on the way out, stretching through the core. All right, we're back to the butterfly sit-ups next, without load or without. All right, feet are in, stay tight. Got my kettlebell, and I'm off. Touching, up and over. Making sure I'm keeping my bum nice and close to my heels. It's me collecting the bike at the back of me. Tells me I've stretched it out a little bit too much. I want to keep my bum a little bit closer. One more. All right. Back into those double crunches. So my feet are up. All right. My hands are on my temples. I'm going to draw everything in, squeeze. Then I'm going to stretch out slightly, all right? Let's go. Squeeze, extend. Series having something to say there, as always. Stretch. Drawing those knees in. Big stretch as I'm coming out. So I want to get that hip flexor, ab, reaching back and stretch. You can even pop a towel slightly under your lower back to make this one like an ab mat, a little bit more difficult if you're wanting to. So squeeze, extend, and done there. Nice work. All right, spinning over now into some of our isometric hold work. So first thing we're going to do is try and work on holding a super plank. So we did these in one of our workouts, B. We were in a push-up position, okay, holding strong from here. Then our hand is going to come up, around to our side, back down in front. This is one of my favorite core exercises, super tough. Around, back down. So I'm here, I come out, around to my hip, back down. Out, around to my hip, back down. It may help for you to have your feet a little bit wider with this one, okay, rather than super close like you would with a normal push-up. Front on, I want you to focus on having your shoulders square as my hand comes up. Things aren't dipping and shifting, okay? I'm square, around and down. All right, my hips and my shoulders staying nice and level. All right, next up, onto a back extension. Flat on our stomachs, hands on our temples. I know I'm just in the bottom of the camera shot here. We're coming up, squeezing our elbows in, together and back down. I want our legs to come up as we're doing it. Slowly back down, hands coming forward. I'll drop that camera shot just a touch. Keep stretching up, back down. Squeezing the core. All right, so remember to squeeze your elbows into your body as you're coming up and off the ground, and then coming back together on your way down. I want your eyes to follow that movement as well. So I want you to look up and forward as you come up. And we're done there. Nice work. All right, back to that super plank. So forearms are up. We're not into a forearm plank here. We're holding out, straight up, around to your hip, back down into position. Let's get it. So my feet are a bit wider. I come up, around, and down. Up, and down. Next thing I want you to focus on is the position from my shoulder through my hip, my knee right down to my ankle, creating that straight long line. So I'm here, up, around, and down. My hips aren't dropping and shifting as I'm holding that position either. So as I come out, I'm staying square, side on through my hips and through my shoulders, okay? All right, nice work. Back to our last set of back extensions. So hands are on the temples, squeeze and open up. Remember, we're going to look up as we bring our chest up off the ground too. All right, let's go. Up and squeeze, slowly back down. And down, nice and controlled with it. Let's think about our tempo with this one a little more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're lifting from our glutes. 1, 2, 3. Rather than from our knees. All right. Feeling the glutes and hamstrings activate as we come up and back down. Beautiful. All right. There's our super plank and back extension. All right. Now I'm going to be moving on to a crossover crunch. 2 exercises to go. I want this one to be nice and slow as well. Feet are up, hands are on my temples, elbow to knee. Big rotation, side to side, smooth and controlled. All right. Do not rush this one. I want to think about getting that knee as it extends close to the ground, but not touching. Okay, so I'm out, but I'm not quite touching the ground. Slow and controlled with this one. Some people get in the habit of really cranking them out, but I want you to really focus on that stretch portion of that one. Nice work. All right. Only got one exercise in that little couplet of each. So we've got one of these crossover crunches. Next one is going to be a heel tap. Our hands are by our side. Our feet are closer together, make it a little bit harder, or a little bit further apart. And we're, to make it a bit easier, we're swiveling side to side. So I'm reaching down, tap, tap. I'm staying in this crunched position, working our way through. We can make our feet come wider to make it easier. We can bring them narrow to make it harder. And we can bring them further away to make them a little tougher as well. But find a position that's perfect for you, that you can maintain that constant movement in. All right? Side to side. We are done there. Last thing. Plank from a push-up position again. So rather than from that forearm position, we're going to finish this off from a high plank. All right, we're going to be slightly over our wrists. This is the position we're going to hold in here. Okay, we're going to come slightly forward. We're going to pack our shoulder blades down, our abs in, squeeze our bum, squeeze our quads. All right, we're going to be holding strong here. So I really want you to think of pulling your kneecaps up your quads. Try and get them into your pockets, okay? So squeezing the kneecaps strong, then squeezing the butt. I want you to really feel your bum squeezing and contracting strong. Make sure your shoulders are slightly in front of your wrists, okay? Holding there, squeezing, everything's contracting hard. We've got 3, 2, 1, and we're done. All right. Small little stretch today. I've kept pretty well to the time, so I don't want to blow it now. We're going to lie flat, chin up, looking at the ceiling above you. Then we're going to rock back, hands out in front, reaching those hands forward. One more of each. Chin up, looking up at the ceiling or sky if you're outdoors. Then knees nice and wide so we can sink our hips down into this one. Rocking back. Hands are out. And that is us. Beautiful. I'll see you in the next one. Good work.